Being out of work is no fun, especially as money runs short and the bills keep coming. This is the reality for many women in Australia who, for a variety of reasons, find getting a job a near impossible task. Organisations like Step Into Work play a vital role in encouraging these women to find meaningful employment. They help them to develop the skills needed to identify the type of job they would like, prepare a resume, and be confident during an interview. These can make a real difference between getting a job or not getting a job, and we're going to find out how they do it.
Yeah, I think this program is really helpful for me, especially for me, because I was looking for the job and I have to write down a cover letter, but I couldn't find some professional wordings here. But from here, there's some professional people who are helping us.
Very important, helpful tip to make a very good cover letter, and they will really help me to add my skills into that cover letter.
It's amazing. This course is amazing. I love it because before you don't have any confidence to go out and talk to people, but now after this course, I'm a housewife, so I never go out and ask people. So after this course, I can go out and talk to people about jobs.
At the beginning of the program, I designed the program, and then as it's gone on, I facilitate the program or come on to just support other facilitators.
So the program was designed specifically for women of migrant backgrounds?
Just any woman who was at risk for any reason that was having trouble working out how to get back into the workforce. Sometimes it's just giving people permission to go out and try.
Yes.
And a lot of them don't feel like they can, and so just encouraging them to do that, they look and feel different after it. But mostly it's talking about it, bringing them up to the surface and getting the group to help each other with ideas.
Okay. Yep. Right.
So what we find is that the women really help each other. And they've had some experiences where they can share that, and you'll hear some of the women talk about it, just gives them confidence.
Right.
As we were getting older, there were more and more friends of ours that were starting to go part-time, and I'm talking of professional friends, and or starting, to think about leaving the job, and yet they had tremendous skills. And so the idea was, how can we utilize that skill? And we had a particular inclination towards women and women going back into the workforce, because a lot of our friends were involved with HR, counseling, so there was this tremendous opportunity there.
To give children a really good opportunity and to really boost to their school readiness and to help them in their development and emotional well-being, it was really important to have parents who were productive, felt confident, and were employed. And a lot of these mothers and fathers were unemployed, and so it was a nice aim to work on building the strengthening child development. But it was also important to look at the resources in the family. How do you boost parenting? You boost it through making a parent feel good. Yeah. And one of those ways to make a parent feel good is through a job. And a lot of these parents didn't have access to job training or to job preparation or to job searching. It was a 5-week program, and the first week was really focused on talking about, what do you want out of a career?
It focused on that, which, there are other programs that do that, but we try to make it more, more organic and really be a lot about the person. So rather than throwing them right into where to look for a job, and the first session is very much about know a little bit more about yourself, start to understand your constraints, your difficulties, and what are you good at, what you are good at and you might not realize that you're good at, and how can you put that as something positive, the importance of how to relax, and so how to prepare yourself for an interview. So we started giving some stretching, some breathing exercises, talk about stress.
Look, we've had some wonderful stories where we had one woman who, after doing our course and doing the breathing exercises, was able to smell hand soap for the first time, having not breathed into her lungs. And we're not teaching a breathing course here. It's a really interesting outcome. And
People so anxious.
so anxious, yeah. So that was a pretty unexpected outcome. But people get jobs sometimes, not all the time. They're not always ready. But so I ran into a past participant in a shopping centre, and she said, I got a job at Qantas. So, which is not an easy thing to do.
Well, we are volunteers, so I must say that this program, the beauty of it is that there doesn't really require a lot of finance to run it.
Right.
So we really volunteer our times. They're tremendous people, really. They are donating their times, their skills, and they're so genuinely passionate about it.
I do it because I want to use the skills that I've acquired over the last 40 years to continue helping other people. Since I've been doing it, I do it mainly because I really enjoy being with so many fantastic women. They are so qualified, they're so resilient, they're so eager, and I just feel I get a lot out of working with the women.
Most of us are, kind of in the retired group, and then we have a few younger women, because it's all women, who are very passionate. So they're taking, pro bono from work to come and give specific session, perhaps on something that they're very skilled and they experience daily on the workforce.
And what brought you to volunteering?
So I'd been out of the workforce for about 5 years, or actually 7, no, maybe 5 when I started with the program, having my kids. Right. And I wanted to find a way to contribute, but I wasn't ready to commit to full-time work. Right. And so this opportunity was presented, and it was perfect for me because I could contribute in a way that was meaningful, but it fit in with my life.
It's such an inspiring thing to see how the women change, and maybe they don't necessarily find work, but first of all they start to think about it, and they start to see themselves in the right position. No, I cannot do. There's a lot of negativity often where we start, and then there is, or even the potential, or maybe I need to focus, I want to do this, I need to focus, I need to go back maybe to TAFE, I need to do this. So they are motivated and they're taking action. So that's really inspiring.
So we do a pre and post evaluation, which is just a self-report of people's. We ask questions like, how ready are you? How job ready are you? So we can compare what they said in the first session to the last session. Okay. And then we also have done some follow-up evaluations. So we've done those over the years to see, we've rung people up 6 months later to see, have you got a job? And so the first 2 evaluations were very positive. So we had the majority, I think something like 60% had found work, and the other 30%, another 30% had done some training. Okay, and
what roles do volunteers play?
Well, they are really the center of the whole program. Ultimately, we give each one the opportunity to lead the group through the 5 weeks. So they have to coordinate, they have to present. There's a lot of interaction with the participant, one-on-one, on preparing for interviews.
So there'd be very specific qualifications they need to do that, wouldn't they?
Yes, and that's why when we're looking for volunteers, we try people that have those sort of skills.
I was really impressed by the organisers who have pulled this thing together, and they're not constrained by a giant bureaucracy. They can, make decisions, and there's just a small number of people they have to liaise with each other, and there's no money involved, and they're getting results. This was really good to see. Interview these women from different backgrounds, and they all really appreciated the work that's being done by the volunteers. Again, I'm always impressed by the level of dedication and indeed expertise as well in these sorts of organisations. So if you're interested in this kind of work and you have a few skills that are required, why not give it a go?
Mm-hmm.